everyone, welcome to the TOA 16 studio. My name is Theresa and I'm going to talk with Nic Cary, the founder of blockchain, about a decentralized ledger as a way to make the world more fair and more transparent. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Theresa.
So Nicholas, you call yourself a serial entrepreneur. I read that on your website. What exactly do you mean by that and how did you become a serial entrepreneur?
So I've only really ever worked for myself. I started my first company when I was 16 with my best friend in high school, and we built websites. We built an early version of an e-commerce system, an encrypted messaging system, and we also built a way for us to order sandwiches from the bakery next to our office, and that was a free deal because we negotiated for lifetime free sandwiches. So I've done that. I studied international political economy, politics and government, and business in school, and I've just always had a huge amount of appreciation for technology. So yeah, that's kind of my career path. I've worked internationally a lot, and it's kind of been very informative in my current role when I think about, how do we build a more accessible, fair, and open financial future using software. And that's really the genesis of our firm, Blockchain. We're the world's leading platform for the development of technology that helps people send, receive, and make economic transactions in an accessible and equitable way.
So when we think of the blockchain, a lot of people think of Bitcoin.
Yep.
Is that synonymous somehow, or is it also the blockchain is a decentralized ledger for lots of different uses?
Yeah, so our company's name is Blockchain, and we've been in business since 2011. So it's a little confusing for the community as they continue to hear more and more about the core innovation of the Bitcoin network, which is the blockchain, a decentralized ledger system. And so it's really good for our SEO. It's pretty confusing for other people. But basically, the Bitcoin network uses a settlement and clearing system known as the blockchain. It's a ledger that keeps track of who owns what. Except instead of there being one copy of it, there are copies of it all over the world that are maintained by entities, and this whole record-keeping system is constantly updating itself and staying in a constant state of consensus, which is a really, really important thing. So once that happens, you can not just do Bitcoin transactions for sending value from one place to another, but you can start to create new applications on top of it to track things like assets, smart contracts. You could track people as stocks and bonds and equities and all kinds of things. And so there are really smart people all over the world working on this project right now.
And so I also read that you not only work with financial software, but you also did some poverty reduction assessments in rural India. So I guess that kind of helped as well, that exchange of knowledge and that exchange of different life perspective in the creation of that. Can you tell me how that informed your software as a means to make it more fair for everyone?
Yeah, for me, so my family's a bit funny. My mother's French, my father lives in South America, my sister just spent the last few years in Africa, so we are all on different continents, so we kind of have a distributed nature to us. Having traveled extensively, and I was very fortunate to do that when I was younger, there are many, many barriers that keep people out of the ability to make economic transactions with each other, and sometimes that's because of rules and regulations, but other times it's just because it's not currently economical to do that. Well, now that we have the internet and now that we have a technology called blockchain, anyone on Earth can download an application onto their phone that's free and instantly start to transact with other people as easily as sending emails. And once that becomes more well known, it's going to be an inevitability that this technology will transform the way people do business around the world. And it's so appropriate that we're living right now in this age and hanging out in the studio in our spaceship that landed here. I think this was last year's model because there's no air conditioning. But anyway, yeah, it brings us here in Berlin an opportunity to sharply focus on the future, and that's what we're here to do.
Cool. And so, what are you looking forward mostly to Tech Open Air? Are you going to try and find some other people to build new applications for the blockchain, or what's it you're?
Yeah, we're here with kind of two missions. One is to talk a little bit about what we do, so building a software platform. We have an API that allows anyone all over the world to essentially build applications on top of the blockchain, which is really exciting. So it's an invitation for programmers and developers. We're also hiring like crazy. So my bias here is to try and get the best talent on Earth to come join us and build incredible systems, working on those cutting-edge computer science there is. And so we're going like crazy. You can visit blockchain.com/careers and see all the open positions we have.
Nice. And so interdisciplinary exchange is part of your business, and which is also why you're here?
Yes. So from my perspective, having a diversity of thought and leadership across an organization makes it stronger. And so in our company, we have, I think, people from 16 different countries speaking 32 languages, and there are only 46 of us. So I'd be willing to bet we have one of the most diverse businesses anywhere on earth, and we benefit from that. It helps us think about how we're going to shape an economic platform for the future.
And that economic platform is not only for financial applications, but it's also for all kinds of other applications, such as...
So when we talk about the blockchain today, when I'm thinking about it 5 or 10 years into the future, what we're really thinking about is a global property rights system. And so the first sort of application was digital money, which a lot of people have heard about Bitcoin. And that's sort of like the gateway into the next levels of applications that we'll see. And so there are implications for just about every industry on earth, whether it's arts and music, entertainment, trade finance, assets, equities, basically anywhere there's an intermediary between people that need to conduct an economic transaction, then technology like this can replace it.
Cool, yeah, that sounds super exciting. I'm looking forward to your talk, which is tomorrow.
Well, talk's already over, but hopefully you'll be around to continue to share experiences here.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Nicholas.
Thank you, Theresa.
So thanks for joining us at TOA 16.